I want you to achieve your dreams. I want you to achieve your goals. We already have such limited time. Why not use this time to do something amazing? Why not make the most out of what we're doing and achieve everything it is that we want to do? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela, and today we're going to be talking all about how the road to success and getting to your dream life often has harsh truths, and the reality is the road to success is boring. It's not the most fun, and everyone wants to be successful in their own definition, but no one talks about how normal and even boring the road to that actually is, because the truth is success isn't about constant excitement or achievement, because we're not going to feel our 100% every day. But it is about doing the same thing over and over again, having that routine for yourself and doing it even when you don't feel like it. It's about discipline, consistency, and pushing through those moments even when nothing feels rewarding. I want this video to be that excitement for you, to get you back on that road, because you deserve to achieve your dream life. So today I'm breaking down 6 harsh truths about success and why the process isn't fun, but it is absolutely worth it. And I will also be giving you guys some action steps with these tips to help you out. You can start applying them as soon as today. So let's get started. Number 1 is consistency over motivation. Most people wait until they feel motivated to take action, but motivation is temporary, and I will always say this in my videos, motivation is gonna come and go. The real secret to success is that consistency, even on the days when you don't feel like it. And like I said, I'm always gonna say this in my videos, but it's never really there when you need it the most. So you have to make sure that that discipline is stronger than anything, because that is mindset. And you can think of it like going to the gym. You're not always going to be excited to work out. You're not always going to want to get a workout in during the day, but if you only go when you feel like it, then you're never going to see results. And this exact example can be applied to anything in life, to whatever goal it is that you want to do, whether it is business or fitness, content creation, personal growth. It is all the same. If you only do things when you feel like it, then things are never going to get done. So to help you hit that consistency every single day, start getting into the habit of it, especially if you don't know where to start, because this is the best time to start. This is a very good action step. So create a non-negotiable daily schedule for your goals. What is that big thing that you want to accomplish? What are the little things that you have to do every single day to get to that bigger goal eventually? And the important thing is that we don't know when that goal is going to happen. We don't know the timeline of what it is that we want and how it can happen. All we know is that we have to just put one foot in front of the other and just start doing something every single day. Because again, we don't know the timeline. We don't know the how or the when, but if you know your why for why it is that you are doing what you are doing, that is all that matters. Show up every day for yourself regardless of how you feel. You can also write down these daily non-negotiables for yourself in a planner, in a notebook, on your phone, in a calendar, on a post-it note, like whatever you want to do, just have it as a reminder for you every single day. These are the things that I have to do to eventually get to my goal. I know for me, some of my daily non-negotiables are reading, journaling, praying, posting content. Like these are the things that I like to hit on every single day to keep me going, because it's things that are good for me and my mental health. Same thing with working out. I try to work out at least a few times a week. That's another one of my non-negotiables, but these are things that are not only for the betterment of me, but it is also me looking out for the future me, because that's the one thing none of us get back. We all have the same amount of time. We have 24 hours in a day. We all have a day to just do whatever it is that we want to do. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the day after that. What can you do today to get you closer to that big dream end goal it is that you want? Tip number 2 is repetition is the key to mastery. So success is not about doing something once and then getting those immediate results. It's about doing the same small, tiny habits, the same small tasks over and over again until they compound, because the most successful people, they stick to their process and they do it every single day until they get to wherever it is that they eventually want to get to. And I've said this quote before in some of my videos, which is from Alex Hormozi, because I was watching an interview and he mentioned something that really stuck out to me, which is that a lot of people, a lot of average people especially, they will measure things in days and weeks and months because they want that immediate success. But real people that build resilience, that want to see long-term success, measure things in years and decades. I've been doing content creation for a little over 5 years now, and if 2 or 3 years ago someone would have told me that I was going to be flown out to LA to be in a Kate Spade New York campaign, that I would have been making multiple 5-figure deals throughout the year from social media, that I would be moving into my first apartment at 22. Like, if people would have told me that years ago, number one, I don't know if I would have believed it. And number two, if I would have stopped, none of those things would have happened. So you need to remember that with whatever it is that you're doing. You have to keep going, because you never know when one day the flip is going to switch and everything that you ever wanted is going to happen. And that's the thing with average people. They want it immediately. And when they don't see anything, they give up and they start the next thing and the next thing. And before you know it, years have gone by, and either you or these people are now asking themselves, like, what have I done all this time? I haven't stuck with anything long enough to see if it actually was worth it or not. And as I said in the previous tip, this can apply for any area of your life, whether it is fitness or financials or not being able to keep a consistent job, personal goals, like whatever it is. You need to always remember this, that repetition is key, and it's not going to be the most fun, but know that if you want immediate success, that is not going to happen. You have to be willing to play the long game, because every overnight success was 10 years in the making. And if you want that road to success and you're willing to get there, know that successful routines and successful people are all doing the same small tasks over and over again until they produce results. They keep learning from it. They fail, they get back up. They fall, they get back up. They do the same thing over and over again, and it is not glamorous at all. It is honestly romanticized, but the thing is that it works, because one day it is going to hit when you least expect it, and that flip is really going to switch, and it's going to be so rewarding for you, because only you are going to have seen those really late nights, those hard days, those low moments. No one else is going to have seen that except you. Think about athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs. The Grammys were just a few days ago. Think about those people that have been working on music and so many amazing things for years that were in the dark that nobody saw. And then one day they're an overnight success. Chapel Rowan, Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift's been making music since she was literally a kid. Like, these are people that have built themselves up over years and years, and now they're reaping the rewards of that success and of that hard work. These people, they don't just wake up one day and suddenly they're great and suddenly the world knows their name. They practice and they repeat their daily craft over and over again, even when it gets boring. So your action step for this tip is focus on your daily habits, not the quick wins. Track your progress, measure your improvement over months. You guys know that I love the Habit app. This is what I use to track all of my habits every single day. I make sure that I get it done, and it even gives you the percentage of what your average is, weekly, monthly, and yearly overviews, and you get to literally see, like, am I accomplishing my habits, and what does it look like out of 100%. And it is not sponsored, but I have been using this app religiously over the last few months, and it is absolutely great. So focus on those small daily habits, because that is what is going to build you up. Number 3 is discipline is built, not given. So a lot of people think that discipline is something that you're either born with or you're not, and that if you do have it, you're super lucky, or you're this crazy superhuman, and that you need to have insane work ethic or be super productive every day, when all of that is not true. I used to look at really successful people, or my role models and people that I looked up to. I used to look at them like they were this really far, untouchable person, that they achieved something in this world that is so rare and they're so lucky, when in reality, we are all human. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just that they chose to do something completely different from me with their 24 hours, and that got them to where they are today. I choose to do what I want to do with my 24 hours, just like you. And it's really about that time and what you choose to do that can completely change the trajectory of your life, because you got yourself to where you are today. And so discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And as you work on this every single day, it is going to grow even stronger. I used to look at people, like I said, with this insane discipline, and I would think that they were so far from me. I used to think that the gap was way too large, and that I could never be like this person. I could never achieve their lifestyle, and that it was way too far out of reach. But it wasn't until I got older and I realized all of these people on social media that we idolize, that have all of this success, they literally did the simple things every day that no one else wants to do and that no one else wanted to do. That's why they are different, and this includes discipline. This is built over time. It's not just, I decided one day that I'm going to be super disciplined and now, like, tomorrow I'm going to begin. It literally is built over time, and it is something that, unlike motivation doesn't really last, and it's never there when you really need it. Unlike discipline, you're gonna show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's raining, even when it's snowing, even when it is not the best day or the best weather and you're not feeling your 100%. If you only work on your dreams or goals when you feel like it, you're never gonna reach your full potential. And the people who succeed are the ones who learn to stick to their commitments even when it is uncomfortable, even when they have to get out of their comfort zone and step a little bit out of that box. So remember this, you're not gonna wake up with discipline. You have to train yourself to stick to commitments, to stack up those daily habits. And Atomic Habits, I think, is a really, really great book for anyone who wants to learn about habit stacking and how to really change up your routine. I read this book about a year or two ago and I absolutely loved it. My boyfriend's currently reading it. He really loves it. He's always underlining things. So I'm passing this down to you if you haven't read it or if you want to reread it. Now is honestly the perfect time because it is not easy to do these things, but it is going to be 100% worth it, like I keep telling you guys. So your action step for this tip is to start with small discipline building habits. Make your bed, stick to a morning routine, finish small tasks immediately, do the hardest things first thing in the morning, take a cold shower. By doing these small things, you are going to notice bigger and better differences. It's going to make you into that superhuman that we all see, that we're like, how is this person like this? This is how I was able to start building my dream life today. I always wanted to be a content creator. I always wanted to be a YouTuber, just someone in the social media space. But what I did is I started getting in the habit of filming content every day, getting more comfortable in front of the camera, learning how to edit, watching tutorials on how to make certain videos. And the more I did this and perfected my skills and perfected my craft, the more it slowly started to pay off. But it wasn't until years went by that my dreams actually started to come true and they started to come into fruition. It was because I was willing to wait, I was willing to be patient, and I kept working on it even when my videos would get 2 or 3 views, even when I was getting $20 brand deals, because I knew one day this is all going to pay off, and slowly it has been. Tip number 4 is you won't see immediate results. This is going to be one of the most important tips of this entire video because many people quit. Many people give up on themselves, they give up on their dreams, they give up on the possibility of what could be and what could happen. And the reason why is because most people put in effort for a few weeks or a few months. They give it a really small timeline. They're like, you know what? I tried, I did it. I was waking up at 6 a.m. I was working out. I didn't see results. I was posting the videos. Nothing was happening. I wasn't getting brand deals, whatever. Like, they're going to have all these excuses because they don't see big changes like the ones that they want to see. So automatically they just assume it's not working. And I used to be the same way. When I was first starting on TikTok back in 2021, when it was just starting to be a thing, or I think back in 2022, I gave up after like 2 weeks of posting consistently because I wasn't seeing results. And after I gave up for those few weeks and then I came back with the bang and I was like, you know what? I can do this. I'm not gonna give up on this. Like, I just started. That was when I got my first viral video, and it was completely random, filmed in my living room. I was still figuring out the green screen effects on TikTok, but it was literally because I gave up after a few weeks of not seeing the results that I wanted. And then when I took that little break and then I got back on it, not even 2 weeks later, I get a viral video, or viral according to TikTok back then. Real success is going to take time, and sometimes it's going to take years. And my sister said this quote to me before, which I really, really love, and it's about a tree. Like, think about your goals and the things that happen every day like a tree. You don't see them growing every single day, but if you water trees and plants and all of these things consistently, one day it's going to be strong and unshakable. And she always tells me, like, trees take years to grow super strong and super tall, like how we see them today in the parks. So think of this with your own routines and your own processes, that you need to water the plants, you need to let it grow, and it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to see those flowers, you're not going to see that tree grow in a day or two, or even in a few weeks or a few months. It's going to take years, but it's going to be strong and unshakable. And the reason why I say this is the most important tip too is because I don't want you to quit. If you are watching this video, if you came across my channel, whether you've been a longtime subscriber or you're a new viewer, I want you to achieve your dreams. I want you to achieve your goals. And the purpose of my channel, it's not to make a bunch of content to make you feel motivated for a few hours and make you feel like, okay, now you have to change and completely rebrand or redo your life. It is to help you realize that we already have such a short time frame on this earth. We already have such limited time. Why not use this time to do something amazing? Why not make the most out of what we're doing and achieve everything it is that we want to do. Because the person we want to be, or the person we dream of being, that person is not that far from who we are today. The gap is not that long, and you are able to get to that lifestyle or that dream it is that you want. You can make your dreams happen, but you need to put in the work, and that's why I don't want you guys to quit. I want you guys to keep going. The process is going to be slow, and the progress may be invisible at times, but it does not mean that it is not there. It doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Your name is in rooms that your feet haven't even touched, so keep going. And your action step for this tip is to set long-term goals with short-term checkpoints. And by this, I mean set goals for every single week, and then at the end of each week, do a check-in with yourself and see if you got these things done. Set a monthly check-in with yourself and see, did I accomplish the goals that I set myself for this month? Do these check-ins and see how close it is you got to achieving what it is that you wanted. What were some roadblocks? Why didn't you get to achieving whatever it is that you wanted to do? What can you do next month or next week to get there? Tip number 5 is you have to do things that you don't enjoy sometimes. Having passion is great, but sometimes it's not going to be enough. And having motivation is great, but sometimes it won't be there every day. Having excitement is great, but sometimes we're not going to feel that way every day. And that is completely okay. We are not always going to be our 100% every day, and that is perfectly fine. Every successful person has to do boring, tedious, sometimes uncomfortable tasks in order to reach their goal, whether that is getting out of your comfort zone like public speaking or posting a video or sending that email or networking. These are things that sometimes can be uncomfortable for us because we've never done it before, but it doesn't mean that it is impossible. And if you only do what's fun for you, or if you only do what is in your comfort zone and in your little box, then you're never going to grow. You're never going to be able to see your full potential. You have to learn to get out of your comfort zone. You have to learn to do things you've never done before. Learn to do the things that are hard, but that are not impossible. You have to have this relentless and unshakable belief and faith in yourself that you don't need to know how it is that you're going to get to where you want, but you're just going to put that one foot in front of the other every single day, and you're going to try. And you should not be afraid to be seen trying. And I'm going to make a whole podcast episode about this. If you guys don't know, I have a podcast called Pretty and Prepared. I do episodes every Monday. Most people don't try, or most people are afraid to be seen trying to be a content creator or be a business owner or be a YouTuber, whatever it is that they want. And you should not be afraid. Don't be afraid of judgment. Don't be afraid of the fear of failure. Just keep trying, keep doing, and see what is going to happen. And my manager and I had a meeting yesterday, and when we had like our weekly meeting, she told me something that really, really made my day, that made me realize, you know what I'm doing is being seen by people and they recognize it. And what she told me is that I'm a dreamer and a doer. I dream and I have really big, crazy dreams, but I'm also a doer. I get up and I do whatever it is that I want to do, and I'm not just a dreamer. Because that's the thing, is a lot of people, they dream all day, they have these vision boards, they manifest, and they're like, I want this to happen, but they don't actually put in the work. And that's the thing, is one thing doesn't work without the other. It's like a wheel. You gotta push it a little bit to see if it's going to turn, but if you're not doing any work, you're never going to see what's going to happen. And when she told me that, it really warmed my heart, and it made me really happy, because I'm like, you know what? I am that person. I am a really big dreamer, and if I were to tell an average person my dreams, they would be like, there's no way that's gonna happen. But I have that unshakable belief. I have that faith within myself. And so you can also do the same. Like, you can also achieve whatever it is that you want to do and be a dreamer and a doer, whether it's by waking up early or studying for hours or editing a video, even if it only gets a few views, or having difficult customers at work and knowing how to handle them. Like, whatever it is that is hard for you, just get up every day and put your best foot forward and just try, because success requires effort in areas that sometimes aren't the most enjoyable. And that's the point of this video, is that things are not going to be fun and enjoyable all the time, but it can get us to where it is that we want to be. And so your action step for this tip is identify what the boring thing is that you have to do. What industry are you in? Are you in the business area, the entrepreneur field? Are you looking to be a content creator? Identify what your industry is and schedule these hard things into your routine. Make time for it and actually be intentional. Don't say, oh, like now I have to work out, or oh, now I have to network with these people and apply for jobs. Do things with intention. Do things with your heart and love and gratitude, and find the gratefulness in those small things. The last and final tip for today's video is, if you don't try, you will never know. The biggest regret that most people have is that they don't try. A lot of people let fear and boredom and discomfort stop them before they even start, and that is where most people fail. But the truth is that if you never start, then you're never going to know what it is that you're capable of. And it's just like what I told you guys with my content creation journey. If I would have stopped 2 or 3 years ago, even 1 year ago, what would have happened in 2024? I would have never known all of the possibilities and the limits that I could have reached. And I always say this to people as well when they ask me for content creation advice, how to do the social media thing. And the thing that I always say, which can be applied to any industry or anything it is that you want to do, is you actually have to start. You have to put aside the fear of what people are going to say, of what friends, family, school classmates, acquaintances, strangers online, like you need to put that aside because this is your life. Why are you going to live it trying to please others? And as Mel Robbins says, and as her new book says, use the let them theory. Let them say whatever they want. Let them talk. Let them be disappointed. Let them worry and be jealous or not invite you to things and everything else in between. Let people think or do or be whatever and whoever it is that they want, because people are always going to find things to complain about. It's always the most unhappiest people or the ones that complain the most that are always going to project their insecurities and their jealousy onto you. But with you and your life, the only way that you will ever truly fail is if you never start. And to never start the project or the idea or the dream it is that you want or the content creation or the business, that fear is going to be something that unfortunately you're going to live with forever if you never actually start. So you need to just go and, like I said, put one foot in front of the other. The fear of boredom or discomfort, that is what keeps most people from living their dream life. That is what keeps most people from thriving. The fear of not seeing immediate results stop people before things get really good. Every successful person that you look up to once started from zero. They once probably had $0 in their bank account. They once were probably bankrupt or had negatives in their account. The only difference between them and everybody else is that they took action despite not feeling ready. So your action step for this tip is take action today on the one thing it is that you've been putting off. Start before you feel ready. Do it even if you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to start. Literally just do it. Just start. Just like Nike says, just do it. And do this. Commit to consistency. We are not always going to feel ready for the life it is that we want or the things it is that we want, but we have to just start, and we have to know that we got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and we have to just continue trying. That is all for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. This was a very fun little like big sister style episode where I'm just like, you guys got to start. I always say this to my little sister. I'm like, just do whatever it is that you want to do. Live your dream life. Don't care about others. And I hope that you guys do the same. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.